couple of years ago, we bought a very large property on the western side of the basin. It contains around 20 TCF of recoverable gas, a huge resource, and it's got 5 vertical wells in it, so big discovered area.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Alex Underwood. He's the managing director for Beetaloo Energy. And Alex, it's good to see you again. How are you?
Good to see you, Steve. Very well, thank you.
Good. Lots of stuff to talk about. I know it's been very busy within the company. So let's start off with where you are as the current work program is progressing as you're looking at getting to your first gas later on this year.
Yeah, we're in the midst of the busiest period in the history of our company right now. Having drilled 3 fracked horizontals over the last couple of years and receiving approvals to move into pilot gas production, we are in the process of building our gas plant. That's on track, it's on budget, and we will be selling gas in the fourth quarter of this year for the first time.
Yeah. So construction wise, everything's going well?
Yeah, it's going really well. We've done it without any safety or environmental incidents, and it's on schedule. So yeah, can't wait to get commissioning in Q4 and start selling gas.
All right. You had some news out recently about the seismic survey acquisition, which commenced in June. Tell me a bit about this.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we bought a very large property on the western side of the basin. It contains around 20 TCF of recoverable gas, a huge resource, and it's got 5 vertical wells in it, so big discovered area. We've been carrying out a seismic survey over the last month or so to delineate future horizontal drilling programs, and that's been carried out safely and effectively, and now we'll be carrying out the interpretation of that seismic.
Yeah, I know also as I was talking some of the news that you had recently about this territory sands. This is an interesting one because I know that there's some work going on behind the scenes on that one.
Yeah, that's right. So the development of shale gas resources requires large volumes of sand, and until now, it's been a very expensive cost impost bringing it from the other side of Australia, which is literally thousands of miles. We have been looking to follow the process that's been used in the US shale industry to develop in-basin sand, and we were very pleased to support a company called Territory Sands that has an in-basin sand deposit. We've entered into an agreement with them to fund that. They've started drawing down under that facility, and they'll be in a position to deliver us sand for future programs commencing next year.
Wow. Alex, there's a lot of things happening right now as far as the company is concerned, a lot of projects that are happening right now. Where's the company on the balance sheet wise? Are you comfortable with where you're at right now?
Yeah, so we're in the strongest financial position we've ever been in. We just announced in our quarterly that we have 125 million Australian dollars of cash and undrawn credit facilities. It's broadly split 50-50 between the two, and that means we are very well funded for all of our planned work programs.
So in essence, you're not going to go out and have to raise any money, is what you're saying.
Well, look, I'd never say never, but we certainly have no near-term plans to do so, no.
Okay. One last thing I want to ask you about is this. We're hearing a lot around the world about digital centers and where things are at. And I know you have a subsidiary that has to deal with those data centers and the importance of them. Where's the company at as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, so as you'd be well aware, the world is going through a major infrastructure build out based on data centers presently, and Australia is starting to participate in that boom. We've seen major data center development on Australia's east coast, but there's a problem that's emerged in Australia similar to the US, which is that the grid simply can't take any more data centers on. We spotted an opportunity here that is very much focused on helping us to drive our own gas production higher by identifying a local market for our gas to power data centers. This is strongly aligned with the Northern Territory government's goal to become the digital gateway to Asia. And so we've just recently been awarded a piece of highly strategic land by the Northern Territory government on the outskirts of the capital city of Darwin. What we are focused on is bringing together key global players to sort out the various parts of that value chain. So first of all, we'll need a new pipeline to connect larger volumes of gas from our fields up to Darwin, and we're working with some players on that. We'll also need power generation. There's a big thematic happening here in the US of what's called behind the meter. So essentially data centers generating their own power, and that has actually become a new requirement under Australian government rules. And so we're talking to a number of players around providing power generation equipment to us. And we recently signed an MOU with Halliburton to that effect. And then we believe that with the ability to deliver large baseload power supported by the plentiful renewables in the Northern Territory, that can attract the data center operators that are looking for the next opportunity in the Northern Territory. I should stress to our shareholders that this remains a very strong complement to our existing strategy focused on our gas resource, and where we would bring in third parties to provide the expertise and the capital for those other parts of the value chain.
Yeah. Boy, Alex, it sounds like it's going to be a really busy run up to the rest of this year. It sounds like you've got a lot of things on the go and more to come in 2027.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're never stopping and we're really pushing forward. It's an exciting time to be part of the company.
All right. Well, it's a good opportunity for you to get on with us and update us on where everything's at. I know there's a lot more news to come the rest of this year, and we look forward to our next conversation with you. Okay, Alex?
Thanks, Steve. Great to talk.
Yeah, good to see you as well. There's Alex Underwood, the managing director for the very busy Beetaloo Energy.